Hey, Tim Kerley here with your Friday FAQ. This week's question is, what are the typical repair issues with an FHA appraisal? Well, this is a question that comes up quite often. And you know that government loan or government loan program appraisals are really a little bit different than conventional loans. They are a little bit stricter, I guess, on the property. They look at the property a little bit closer. So when I talk about an FHA appraisal, well, you know, with USDA, it's the same appraisal. It's still a HUD appraisal with the USDA program. So those are really the same. And then VA, very similar to that, although, you know, it is a VA appraiser, but they're looking at the property in much the same way. So when I talk about an FHA appraisal in this video, let's just make that be for, you know, kind of a blanket term for all the government loan programs. Okay, so, you know, I'm not an appraiser, but basically the appraiser is the eyes and ears of the lender, and the appraiser is going to state particularly in the FHA or HUD appraisal is going to state in that appraisal that this property does meet the requirements set forth in HUD Handbook 4000.1. So, you know, whatever is listed in there as far as property requirements, the appraiser is going through that and looking at the property on that basis. So I've just written down a few things that I've seen in my experience that have come up as issues, repair issues on FHA appraisals, really on any government loans. This is not meant to be an exhaustive list. These are just the most common things that I have seen. Okay, so you know, chipping or peeling paint, that's always the big one. So if there's any chipping or peeling paint, it's got to be scraped and painted, and the paint chips have to be gotten up. You know, the painter can't just scrape on exterior and leave the paint chips laying on the ground. Got to scrape and paint, get those, clean all the paint chips up off the ground surface. Missing appliances. Obviously, you know, if you've got a kitchen, it's got to have a stove in there. It's got to have a working stove to be considered a working kitchen. Non-functioning kitchen or bath, back to the same thing I was just talking about. If you've got a bathroom that is in the middle of being renovated, even if there's another bathroom in the house, typically you're going to see the appraiser call for that renovation or that remodel to be complete and have the bathroom functioning, you know, if it happens to be missing a sink, toilet, shower, whatever. Utilities not turned on. That's also a big one. The appraiser has to check that the utilities are working properly. So if the utilities are not turned on, the appraiser will go ahead and complete the appraisal report, but it's going to condition to come back to the property once the utilities have been turned on and verify that they're working properly. Broken windows, rotten or water damaged wood. I've seen that one a lot, both interior and exterior. If there's any kind of water damage or, you know, water damage on wood surfaces, those will typically have to be repaired. Water damage, I just mentioned that, you know, water stains on the ceiling might signify a greater issue with the roof, something that the appraiser is probably going to say he or she is not qualified to make a determination on and might suggest or require some kind of a roof inspection. And then safety issues, any kind of exposed wiring, a stairway down to a basement that doesn't have handrails, a porch, a deck that doesn't have handrails around it, those type things. I've seen those come up quite often. So again, this is just not meant to be a partial or not meant to be an exhaustive list. It's really, you know, but it's a partial list. These are the main things that I have seen come up. And again, you know, what this means is it doesn't mean the appraiser can't complete the appraisal. The appraiser will go ahead and complete the appraisal report, but then will condition the report on an as-is basis and say, you know, subject to these repairs. And then usually somewhere else in the report it's going to say in there, once these repairs are completed, then the property will comply to HUD Handbook 4000.1. Hope that's helpful to you. Please feel free to reach out if you have specific questions. I'll be glad to talk with you about it. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.